Welcome to the merry month of May, Hedgerow Self-Care. Are you curious about which flower or plant we are going to be looking at today? Well, I'm looking at one right now, and it has a gorgeous egg yolk coloured centre and lots of white petals surrounding it. What do you think it might be? Some of you may have guessed. It is a daisy. Actually, in these hedgerows where they're bobbing around, they are the Oxeye daisy. The Oxeye daisy, known as leucophyllum, is said to have been originated from the ancient Greek word leukos, meaning white. Do you remember playing a game with daisies? And I don't remember doing this with Oxeye daisies. I remember doing this with the daisies that you find in the grass, often in the field. And you would take the petals and you would, one at a time, he loves me not. And where you pick the petals and to the end, it would tell you whether he loved you or not. Do you remember doing that? I do. But as I say, I did that with the smaller daisy that grows closer to the ground, whereas an Oxeye daisy is the one that we see bobbing in the hedgerows. The Oxeye daisy actually has got many uses, and it has been used in traditional medicine to treat many health problems. And what I thought I would do slightly differently this time is to tell you about some of the different aspects of how the Oxeye daisy might help you. So most of you will have heard of essential oils, and the main volatile oils in an Oxeye daisy are camphor, fujone and isoamyl isovalerate. Now, you will have heard of camphor before. Camphor has been used historically to help with as a disinfectant, and also people used to use camphor to help with coughs, and if especially if people had a particularly bad cough. Now, these essential oils, it's said, can produce a mild sedative effect, but what I do know is that large amounts of fujone can do more than just sedate you. It can also cause you to have a certain amount of hallucinations. So the plant sage, when you create an essential oil out of sage, that has high levels of fujone, and it's the fujone that creates the hallucinations that you get with it. It also says that the Oxeye daisy has polyphenolic acids. These include caffeic acid and chlorogenic acid, and these compounds possess antioxidant properties that may protect neural cells from oxidative damage. Now, I found this quite interesting because they're part of the Asteraceae family, which is the chrysanthemum name comes from that. And I have often used a plant called Immortelle, which is also Asteraceae, and that has a healing anti-inflammatory effect. And then another Asteraceae family is the chamomile plant comes out of that, and we know they get used to help with a mild sedative and also to help with anti-inflammatory, especially the German chamomile, Chamomilium matricaria. Has more azulene in it, and azulene is an anti-inflammatory oil that's within the plant. There's triterpenoids as well, and these compounds also support the anti-inflammatory action. But we do need to say that don't go picking these flowers using them if you don't know what you're doing, because sometimes people will listen and go, oh, that's a good idea, I'm going to have a go at that. So do find someone to learn how to forage. These are just some thoughts for you to think about. So let's put this back to self-care. What is it that the Oxeye daisy could teach us about self-care. Well, I'm watching them right now, and they're freely floating in the breeze. They don't seem to be overly bothered by the rain. They hold their space beautifully, like how a dandelion does. There's a certain determination to stay where they are. I like the fact that they do remind me of an egg, of a fried egg, and it's that jolliness and the brightness of the yolk. It brings sunshine. Maybe that's the part that we might like to bring into our self-care routine, is what joy do we pick in the day? And do we take time to open our eyes and really look around us and say, what's the benefit? What can I see that's truly beautiful? Is there something in your room that you find really beautiful? Or do you look outside the window? Or do you look in the mirror and recognise the beauty in yourself? These are things to think about. And you might also think about how the Oxeye daisy likes to dance. And you might consider dancing as part of your self-care routine. So maybe spend some time watching the Oxeye daisies bobbing in the breeze. Take some time to walk with them or sit and watch and think, can you dance freely to the tune of nature and allow yourself to move freely with the breeze, feeling the sun on your face like they feel the sun on their centre, and tell yourself that it's okay to move how you want to move, because you're an individual, even when you're there amongst the crowd of the other daisies. Thank you for walking with me today, and take some time to watch or listen or dance with the Oxeye daisy. And I look forward to walking again with you tomorrow. If you would like to find any of the other videos or any of the podcast audios that I have created, then please do go to my website, where there are links to all the platforms that the RSS feed goes to. My website is www.thedandelion.co.uk, and I look forward to hearing your feedback and any comments that you have on any plants or trees that you have worked with in the merry month of May, Hedgerow Self-Care. Thank you.